Hi, my name's Seth, and I'm one of the head chefs here at Community Meals Fair Start. And today I'm here to talk to you about UW Farm and all the great stuff that they've been doing for us through this pandemic. Currently, UW Farm has 3 properties, one that's 1.5 acres on the property, and then they also have 2 smaller areas, one on Mercer, and then also for the horticulture for urban farming. And what they do is use the school as an education opportunity to teach students about farming. And then if they enjoy the program, and then they may potentially go on to an externship after that program is over. What's really great about that is that the farm is so close to the city. It provides businesses like us the opportunity to get farm products that we may not be able to use on a regular basis due to constrictions based around costs. So what we want to talk about today is how great it is what UW's been donating to us at Fair Start. For anybody who's been following us, you might know that we're close to hitting 1.4 million meals we've served since COVID has happened. And it's all thanks to the beautiful products that UW Farm has provided for us. So we're greatly, eternally appreciative of all the great products that they brought for us. So some of the beautiful things that they brought to us today were these beautiful eggplants, some bell peppers, there's some beets in here, some tomatoes, some cherry tomatoes, as well as some beautiful vine-ripe tomatoes, and then purple potatoes, because everything on UW is always supposed to be purple and gold, I was told. So we have some beautiful purple potatoes, and we could make like a ratatouille out of it, or we could make a dish called Hasselback potatoes, where you take the potatoes, you slice them thin, we could put some beets in between and roast it. We thought that might be fun. But for today, we're going to make a baba ganoush, something that most people have heard of before. We thought it'd be a great dip that we could make for game day today, go dogs. And so we're going to show you how we would go about making this dish today. So we're going to take an eggplant. We would take an eggplant, we would cut it in half, and then we would score the inside so that when we roast it, all that good stuff's going to come out of it. Or what we could do is we could take the eggplant and we could peel it, cut the top and the bottom off, and then we could peel the outside of it. So that way we have something that we could use, and we could get rid of the skin. Either one of these would be great ways. Again, depending on how comfortable you are with a knife, you might want to just peel the skin, or you might want to cut it in half. And then what you do is do a cross hatch. Like I said, we would cut hatch marks into this thing so that when we grilled it or roasted it, however, all that flesh would come out of the inside. So for ours, we ended up dicing it. Just made it a little bit more easy for us, and we're also going to use some of that for the garnishes. So in here we have some diced peppers that we used. There are some Hungarian sweet peppers in here, and then there's also some of these bell peppers that we just diced and threw into here. From our pantry, we did have some onions at home, so we diced some onions, and then we diced some peppers. We have some chopped parsley right here. We have a spice mixture, so it's toasted coriander, sumac, and then some urfa biber, which is a Turkish smoked chili. And then when we make our baba ganoush, we're going to use a little bit of tahini. The sesame seed is going to bring in a nice bitterness to it and bring a roundness to the whole dish. We took the Hungarian peppers and we just sliced those really thin. We made a pickle out of those, so it'll bring some brightness to the dish. And then we took the cherry tomatoes and we roasted them off. Again, we'll show you how to use those for a garnish a little bit. So why don't we go over to the oven, and or the stove top, excuse me, and I'll show you how we're going to put this whole dish together. So we're gonna turn our saute pan on medium-high heat. We just used a little bit of olive oil here. You could use vegetable oil or grapeseed oil or any particular oil you wanted, or you could use a different fat if you wanted. We're gonna get this pan nice and hot, and then again we're gonna take our eggplant, our onions, our peppers, our tomatoes, and then our spices, and we're just gonna cook them all down. So once it's nice and hot, we're gonna throw the eggplant in here, and we're gonna let that cook for a couple of minutes. And then we'll add our onions, and then our garlic, our onions, our peppers, our tomatoes, and then we'll add the spices at the end of it. And we'll saute all that and then cook that all until it's nice and soft. So you can see this has all been cooked down, and our eggplant is nice and caramelized, our onions, our peppers, our tomatoes, everything's been cooked together, all the flavors have melded really well. And then we just added our spices at the end. You want to add your dried spices. Only cook them for about a minute or two to bring out the natural flavors, but they'll burn otherwise. So this is what it will look like when we're done with it. So now that we've got everything cooked down, everything for our baba ganoush, we're going to throw that into our eggplant, our mighty Vitamix, and then we're just going to puree everything until it's really nice and smooth consistency. So now that we've pureed all of our baba ganoush, we're going to put it on a nice little pretty plate like this, and we're going to spoon it or smooth it out. You can put it in a bowl, you can do whatever you want with it. And then to garnish it, I'm going to put some of these beautiful cherry tomatoes, the last of the season. Just going to roast these. And you could do this with hummus, you could do this with a different bean. You can do this with all kinds of great stuff. What's great about this is you can make this a couple days in advance for your family and friends while you're getting ready to watch the game. And then we're going to take our pickled peppers. And again, these are just the Hungarian sweet peppers that we just warmed up a little bit of pickling spice and our favorite vinegar. Put some of these on here. This will bring some nice brightness to the dish. And then we got some feta cheese, and again, you could skip the cheese if you had somebody who had a dairy intolerance, or you could use goat cheese or anything you really wanted. And then we got some beautiful chives. And then we thought it'd be fun, so we took the chips and we fried them up, again to go purple and gold, go dogs. And we thought this would be a fun little side that we could serve this dish with. So we just took the purple potatoes, we cooked them at about 300 degrees first time just to blanch them, and then we fried them at 350 degrees. And if you do a beet chip or a carrot chip or anything like that, then you need to cook them a little bit differently. So we started the temp at about 275 and then slowly brought the heat up. Anything that's got a lot of high sugars in there, they'll end up burning before it actually gets nice and crispy. So we just thought this would be a fun way to showcase gold and purple for our dogs, and also be a nice little vessel to serve with your baba ganoush. Thanks for hanging out with us today and checking out this great baba ganoush that we made today with all these beautiful products from UW Farm. Again, feel free to check out their CSA program and support your local farms. We appreciate you being here with us today. Thanks so much. Have a great day.